Hi and welcome to Talking Tech. I'm your host Alejandro Hoyos and we're here in Taipei in Computex 2025. Right now we're at the ROG booth. We are an old friend, a good friend. So how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good man, good to see you. Haven't seen you since CS.
Yeah. It's been busy, but we have lots of new things to show you.
That's awesome. I see you have something here that is really cool that I like a lot. So let's start.
Yeah, let's start with that. So this is the ROG NUC. We kind of gave you a sneak peek at CES, but now we're shipping. We've upped the ante on everything. Like we said before, we went from Meteor Lake H to Arrow Lake HX. The graphics are up at 5080 mobile performance. So with the whole DLSS 4, we're hitting 600 frames per second. So you'll see some of the other demos where if you want to run the highest frames, we still got it in the smallest form factor.
This is beautiful. So right now we're using Arrow Lake HX, right? So
Arrow
this
Lake
was
HX.
275?
Yes, 275 and 5080 mobile.
And you said that at the beginning you had set it for certain RAM capacity, but now you've gone.
Yeah, so we started with validating for 96 gigs of RAM, but our friends at Kingston and a few other memory vendors came back and said, oh, we have 64 gigabyte SODIMM module. So now we validated it to 128 gigabytes of RAM. Now, that's not really for gaming, but there's a lot of AI use cases at home that would really take advantage of that, right? With the 1300 teraflops on this product, between the NVIDIA GPU and the Intel CPU, we can get all the kinds of LLMs running. If you prefer the Intel GPU and NPU, you got it. If you want the CUDA cores, you got it.
Yeah, that's great. We were also talking about the different, that you were not limiting the thermal envelope, the power envelope of the processor or the GPU. You actually left that was full capacity.
Open. Yeah, so one of the key things we learned from last generation was all the gamers wanted choice to be able to crank it up to whatever they wanted. So while we usually keep it at a certain level for fan noise, but we left it open as well. So the GPU runs at 175 watt maximum all the time because we believe gamers care about graphics performance first. But the CPU can go all the way up to 125 watts as well at the same time. So that is why we spend so much time on the thermal solutions. So it has dual vapor chamber, 3 fans to make sure it doesn't die under load.
No, that is great. So I see you have here the motherboard, the build out for the whole thing. So I guess take us a little tour for the IOs.
Sure. So as you can see, it has 4 displays, 2 display ports, 2 HDMI, as well as Thunderbolt. So you can do up to 5 screens. So some of our partners use a similar version for like digital signage. You could use it for a flight simulator, for a truly immersive experience. But true to NUC, right? We want to make sure the I/O is equal to a desktop. So you have 6 USB ports, 4 in the back, 2 in the front, 2.5 gig LAN to make sure, and it's killer Wi-Fi and LAN, so it gives you the best Wi-Fi performance. And we've upped the ante to Wi-Fi 7 now, so ultimately there should be no compromises in your performance.
No, that's great. Another thing that I saw there that I thought was pretty cool is you have this pretty massive, which is really good, heatsink for the SSD.
Yeah. It's primarily to make sure we can support Gen 5 drives.
Yes.
So, ultimately, if you're going top bin, you're going to go Gen 5 as well. So, but we want to make sure everything stays cool.
No, this is beautiful, and I love that you have it here, that you have it for everybody to see.
Yeah.
And it's great. I think you also have some other stuff that you want to show us somewhere else.
Absolutely. I would love to show you the other NUC products we have as well.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you.
All right, Faisal, so we are here taking a look at different types of NUCs and different products. So tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so these are the 15 Pros. These are kind of our bread and butter NUCs as you've known them and loved them. Continuing to push the boundaries of performance. So 65 watt performance out of a 28 watt CPU. Still whisper quiet all the time, but kind of delivering performance as much as we can. The key thing here has become still supporting 128 gigs of RAM. Now you can do dual M.2 drives, so up to 16 terabytes of storage.
Wow.
And Wi-Fi 7, so really very little need for a desktop PC anymore after you go here.
Hold on, you just did a party trick there, because I remember when the first time the NUCs came out, taking them apart
was a little bit of a work.
It was a little bit more good, and you just went with like 2 fingers.
So that's the other key thing we've been working on is toolless. So this is just the latch. You open it, and if you see here, everything is now like a you don't need screws. You just go plug them in, and so the key is just making incremental improvements to make your life easier to integrate it.
Love it. It's a lot easier. So that is pretty cool. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I really like that. I was blown away.
Yeah. So along with that, we've also been working with you on software stuff, right? So you guys just launched the Super Builder, the Intel version. We've created the Asus AI Super Build, which is kind of taking all of the greatness you guys have, but making it easier further. So we've taken 10 of the most popular models. We integrate them from before, and we optimize them for the ROG Lake CPUs and deploy them. So we're going to be pushing out the dev kits using that. So it helps make the life of the developer much easier. So you guys have it online. We'll already be selling it with systems. So whichever way people prefer, they can get it.
Oh, this is a great recipe for everybody, for our customers. So I think it's great.
Absolutely, absolutely. I also want to transition to what I'll call the little brother of the ROG NUC you saw earlier.
Yep.
So this is the performance line, more targeted towards our commercial use cases. So, the same innards of an ROG NUC, but more targeted from a look and feel perspective to remove the bling, kind of drive more towards the commercial users. So who want to do digital signage or creator kind of use cases. So you can have up to 4 or 5 screens running at the same time. But then you can also use the NVIDIA GPU for advanced analytics for video cameras, seeing who's walking by, show them the right ads, stuff like that. So it's really helping us push the boundaries of what can be done on the edge from an AI perspective.
This is great. Like you said, it's a little sister, little brother of the other one.
Yep. So you can see it's pretty similar on the inside, but kind of making sure we remove everything that a commercial user doesn't need,
exactly,
but a gamer will love.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, much more tuned to be 24/7 performance.
Right.
Versus much more tuned for only
for performance.
Yes.
Okay, Faisal, man, I appreciate you. Love
As
seeing
always,
you, man.
Love seeing you around, man.
Thank you so much. Love the products.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, so now we are here at the ROG booth with our friend Sasha. We haven't seen in a while. Hey, Sasha, how's it going?
Good to see you, Alejandro.
Good to see you, man. So tell us, I think you have this amazing laptop, and I think it's an ROG Zephyrus G16, and it's 5060, you said?
Yeah, so basically those laptops, you've probably seen them before. Beautiful laptops. They originally came out in 2024. Super slim, ultra portable, lightweight CNC aluminum chassis with OLED displays. What's new at Computex 2025 this year is that we now have the RTX 5060 laptop GPU launching. And so you might be interested in that GPU, which is at a much more affordable price range. You still get DLSS 4, really good price performance. And you might be wondering which laptops you can find it in, and we'll have it in every single laptop in our lineup. Everything is going to carry a 5060.
That is great. So those guys are going to be paired also with the Intel-Core Ultra, the HX and the H, or which ones are you going to be pairing that for with that video card?
Everything.
Okay, everything. So you can actually just go and find what you need and they're in the stores.
So let's start with the Zephyrus. I think that's the most interesting, the most sexy one. So you got super thin chassis, right? 16.9 millimeters. And for the 16-inch, it's only 1.85 kilos, which is crazy. It's one of the lightest laptops in this form factor that you can get. We got our beautiful OLED displays, QHD, 240 hertz Nebula OLED displays. And we work with NVIDIA and Samsung to ramp up the emission rate to 960 hertz. So the panel actually shoots, the subpixels shoot into your face, into your eyes at 960 hertz.
Wow.
And that helps to make everything butter smooth, like super good motion clarity. And so this goes with a 285H ROG Lake CPU, and you can get up to 85 watts out of that chip, which I think is above what most companies do with a 285H. And you can get an RTX 5090 in there with up to 130 watts TGP, despite the super thin chassis. And we are able to do that thanks to a vapor chamber and liquid metal on
No, this is great. This is amazing. I love the look. I love the feel. And now that you have all these options, they're great. I heard you also have some other stuff that you want to check out.
Yeah, so let's look at the HX stuff.
Okay, let's go over. Okay, so here we are in the other system that you wanted to show us around. So what do we have here?
This is our Strix Scar 18-inch. We got the 16-inch behind you as well. So 16-inch, 18-inch, exactly the same. Just the screen is bigger, basically. Everything else you get the same. So this is your ROG HX CPU, 275 HX, and you can run that sustained at 140 watt TDP. thanks to a massive vapor chamber that runs the whole length of the chassis. We also have an RTX 5090, up to an RTX 5090 in here as well, 24 gigs of memory, and we got liquid metal Extreme. So we worked together with Thermal Grizzly to develop Conductonaut Extreme, which is pure indium and gallium, which is even more expensive than regular liquid metal, but gets you up to 5 degrees lower temperatures.
Oh, wow.
So it's like the premium, deluxe, best of the best liquid metal on both the CPU and the GPU. We got a triple fan solution in here as well. So for those of you out there who want either the best performance or the lowest temperature or the lowest fan noise, like keyboard temperature is super low, even after heavy loading, heavy gaming, this is the system to get. So top performance, everything fully maxed out, and never really gets warm on the keyboard, no matter how long you play games. And yeah, we got Intel Thunderbolt 5 in here as well.
Oh, awesome.
Goes great with our brand new XG Game Station 3. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's like a super compact box, and you just slide your graphics card on top. So it's not, there's no enclosure. The graphics card sticking out. It's like a beautiful way to present your graphics card. Thunderbolt 5 into your laptop. Like not that you would need it with a 5090 in here, but in the future.
Yeah, if you really need it, like you said, like another usage for this would be like a content creator. So you have that external card in case you need some more power.
Right.
You just leave it at home, then take this around. So it's pretty cool. You know, Thunderbolt 5 makes a lot of things go good.
And we have XG Mobile new as well with RTX 5090 Mobile, so less than 1 kilo, super small compact box.
Oh, nice.
And you can connect that to this system as well. Obviously, again, not the 5090 because you have a 5090 in here, but in the future you'll be able to upgrade.
Yeah, that'll be great.
The Nebula HDR display, mini LED display, has been upgraded to 1200 nits peak brightness, and we added a new coating to the panel that reduces the reflections from around 6% to around 3%. So you noticed that, right?
Yeah,
so,
we don't notice. Actually, as soon as we got here, actually, I was talking to one of my friends. I was like, "Oh my God, is anti-reflective the code? Like, there's no glare. It's amazing, especially with all these lights. It's like trying to get a good shot of it. The no glare makes it a lot easier. I mean, it's designed for when you're working, not for the shots. But yeah, loved it.
And this one too, now you can get with an RTX 5060. And fun fact about this one, it has a huge vapor chamber, right? And triple fans. Even if you get it with an RTX 5060, you get that vapor chamber.
Oh,
the
wow.
exact same vapor chamber that we use for the RTX 5090. So way overkill. So this is going to be the coolest and the quietest and fastest RTX 5060 laptop that you'll be able to get.
Okay, so there is one more thing that we want to see, actually several more things that we want to see. And I think it's another laptop that you want to show us here from the gaming perspective.
Right, so if you want something more price performance, we got you covered as well with our TUF F16 that has several different Intel CPU options. So let's have a look at that one.
Sure, let's go. Okay, Sasha, so we are. We're going to take a look at the TUF F16, right?
Yeah, so F16 is our Intel version of our TUF 16-inch laptop, and is our price performance, best bang for your buck gaming laptop. And what's new about the F16 this year is that you'll be able to get up to an RTX 5070, but also 5060 that is just launching here, with lots of CPU options. So usually in price performance gaming laptops, you would get an H series CPU,
right,
but in this one this year, we're going HX.
Oh, wow.
So you're getting the full performance CPU, full wattage, high performance CPU, as in the Strix. But you're getting it at TUF at a really attractive price point, and you get to choose between either Arrow Lake HX or 14th Gen HX or even 13th Gen HX.
Wow, that is actually a great thing, because usually for this one you don't get to have the HX, but now that you brought it all the way here, that is more accessible for everybody else. So I really like what you've done there. So it's impressive. And what other things, like what capabilities when it has, memory, I/O, Wi-Fi, different things?
So you got 2 SODIMM slots and 2 full-size 2280 SSD slots. So very easy to upgrade. You can upgrade all sorts of stuff, memory, storage. You can even change the Wi-Fi module, because that is on M.2 slot as well at 2230. So you can swap that out. If you have a preferred Wi-Fi card, you can swap that out and change that. QHD IPS panel or Nebula panel, 500 nits.
Wow.
Yeah, high refresh rate, low panel response time. Really nice panel this year.
No, this is nice. I really like what you have done. It's like you said, it's very affordable. It's pretty light. It has a lot of options, a lot of I/Os.
Yeah.
You have a full RJ45 in there. You have your, like you said, we were talking earlier. You have the 2 Thunderbolt 4, ports, HDMI. So
you even have an IR webcam, which for our price performance laptops is pretty cool, pretty impressive.
Is there anything you can tell us about pricing?
Yeah, so US pricing is going to be under 1,600 for an HX CPU and for an RTX 5060 mobile GPU, which is
yeah, that is
deal.
amazing. That is a really good deal.
CPU,
yeah, for an HX and get all those features that you have here. It's a beautiful, beautiful system to get for that amount of money. Well, Sasha, and I think there's one more thing, or there's lots to cover.
There is a gaming desktop using a mobile CPU. So that's a pretty cool thing. It has been one of the most popular and interesting products that we have here at the booth this year. So let's have a look.
All right, let's bring it over. Okay, so this is pretty cool, and I was not expecting to see that, but I'm gonna let Sasha tell us more about it.
So what I love about this desktop, and what I think a lot of press who come to the booth this year and looked at it love about it, is if end users could do something like this, I think they would, where you basically buy a more price performance CPU and then you overclock it to get extra performance out of it. Right. So we're doing that with a mobile CPU, because the mobile CPU is actually cheaper. Some of them are cheaper than the desktop CPUs. And then you can run them instead of, typically they run 45 watts, you can run it at 90 watts. And this one we're able to push up to 115 watts even, because we slap a really big heat pipe tower cooler on there. So that's kind of like a price performance. That's a great option. And there's an i7 option, so 13620H, and there's an i5 option, 13420H as well. And you're able to get a full-size graphics card with an RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigs or 8 gigs. And the price point is super attractive for these as well. So the 16 gig i7 version you can get for around $12.99, starting price $12.99. Yeah. And the i5 plus 5060 Ti 8 gig is starting at $10.99. So great price performance. It's a super compact chassis, right? It's about 1.5 size of a shoebox. It has a side panel window, and you can still upgrade the memory, the SSD, the graphics card as well in the future. So it's really cool, bang for your buck compact system. I
really love what you guys did. Like, yeah, I can see the processors in here. You can see the heat pipes to the return cooling. You have the Sardine memory, and
there's another SODIMM slot here for another SSD. Yeah.
So you got the full capability, and actually this is a smaller video card, so you can actually get more. Future upgrades. This is beautiful, Sasha. So thank you so much. This is great.
It's surprisingly quiet as well, so it's a really good gaming desktop. Highly recommend it.
This is great. Okay, so I think we are done when it comes to the
gaming stuff.
The gaming stuff. And now we're gonna go to the professional stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go over there.
Okay, folks, so we're here back with Sasha, and now we have moved, and magically he has changed shirts, and we're gonna be able to see some new laptops.
Yeah, so I switched into Asus because this is Asus Commercial, our business series of laptops. And over here we got our ExpertBook, which is the series for business users. We got the ExpertBook B5 16-inch. We have a 14-inch version of this one as well. And we have a more price-conscious option as well, which is a full plastic chassis version. That's the B3. And again, we have 14-inch, 16-inch. So to you guys, it's gonna look the same. It's just, it's gonna feel a bit better for this one because it's an all metal chassis and this one is all plastic. So what's different for commercial, for business laptops? You need much more security. So we got that, we got you covered. We got vPro and we got other security features as well. Dual biometrics. We even have an optional smart card reader. So it's a credit card thing. Yeah. So you can technically set it up in a company. You need to slide in your ID card, then you need to use your fingerprint, and then it does an IR scan to make sure it's really, really, really you. Very important for some high security situations like semiconductor manufacturing.
Government work.
Military, industrial. Yep. Very important. And yeah, so panel-wise, 14-inch, 16-inch, we have matte displays, IPS, 144 hertz, and the weight is really good as well. So 1.4 kilos, under 1.4 kilos for the 14-inch, and under 1.8 kilos for the 16-inch. You also have dual SODIMM slots, you have dual SSD slots. Interestingly enough, for these, you have one 2230, so short SSD slot, and one 2280, longer SSD slot. What else do we got? We got a 63 watt hour battery in these.
So I see from this side, we have a Thunderbolt port, we have like an HDMI port, and there's also like something very important that is in there.
Right, the CPU.
Yes.
So yeah, the most important thing, obviously the CPU, we got ROG Lake in these. So, and that's a 255H,
yes,
which means you get 16 cores, 16 threads, and they can boost up to 5.1 gigahertz. Because we are running them at 40 watt TDP in these laptops. So even though the chassis is pretty slim and lightweight, you get full 40 watts TDP. And the fun thing is, you can close the lid. For example, if you store it away behind the monitor on your desk, it can still run at the full 40 watts even when the lid is closed.
Oh, that's very impressive. Yeah, because usually what it zones, like once you close the lid, the thermals starts to throttle for how much air you can intake and all the different things. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we have our P series as well. So I'll show you our P series, which is around the corner over there. So
all right, let's go on over.
Let's go.
Okay, so back there we were looking at the Bs, and now we're going to be looking at the Ps?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You got it. So what's different between the Bs and the Ps is the Bs are for the business guys. So that's the full-fledged business laptop series. And this is the P series, which we launched last year at IFA in Germany. So the P series is kind of like a hybrid between business and consumer.
Oh, interesting.
So with those, you have to kind of go through a system integrator, contractor, right? And you're going to buy maybe 10 pieces, maybe 100 pieces.
Right.
With these, you can just buy them in any regular store. You can just pick them up. You can order them online, so any regular user can buy the P series. You don't get the full support and service and everything, all the good stuff, the business laptops, but you get most of it. And for a contractor or independent professional, this is perfect. Anybody who needs to travel a lot, needs his laptop for work, but it's not working in a large corporation like it's a startup, or you're working independently as a contractor, this is perfect. You get up to 3 years warranty, global warranty support. You have 24/7 customer support depending on the region and how you buy it, with what contract. You get 5 years guaranteed Windows and BIOS update support, which is very important.
Yeah.
And yeah, the chassis is an all-metal chassis. The P5 is lighter than the B5 14-inch, so it's also 14-inch. That one is around 1.4 kilos, right? This one is only 1.25 kilos, so it's notably lighter.
Yeah.
You get the same battery, 63 watt hours,
Oh,
but you get actually way longer battery life because this one uses Lunar Lake 268V, so 8-core, 8 threads, 5 gigahertz boost, and also 40 watts. So you can close the lid, you can still run it at 40 watts performance, 144 hertz IPS panel. And you got 2 SSDs in this as well. Same thing, you get one 2230, one 2280 SSD slot, so a small one and a big one. That's pretty much the P5.
It is pretty impressive. So if you're if you have your own business, you're in a big corporation, this is the laptop that you're looking for. This is the one you're going for.
Yeah, and I think press has been really interested in these because they can totally see themselves as the target audience, right?
Exactly.
So people who work maybe a little bit as a contractor or work on like a small operation where you maybe don't get your laptop through the company, or you don't want to get the laptop through the company, but you still want long support, services, warranty all over the world. Wherever you are, you have a problem, you can call the support hotline within 24 hours. Depending on what service contract you buy and where you buy, you can even get next day on-site support. Really impressive support and services.
Okay, so I really like these systems. They're amazing. But I think you have a couple more that you want to show us, right?
Right, let's look at our consumer laptops. So our Zenbooks and VivoBooks.
Awesome, let's go check it out. Okay, Sasha, so we are now in the consumer side and we have 3 laptops that we want to talk about. So I guess let's start with this one.
Yeah, so these are the most interesting and most popular consumer laptops that we have here at the show. So those are all 14-inch, different versions of it. And the most interesting one, let me start with this one. That's the VivoBook S14. We have a ton of different configuration options for this one. We have a full metal chassis version. We have a metal sandwich version that is like metal, plastic, metal. And we have an all plastic version. Obviously, all of them have like slightly different thicknesses and slightly different weight. The reason why we do these many options is because price point. You'll be able to find these at amazing different price points, really, really affordable versions. There was a version of this with the Lunar Lake chip that was selling for, I think, $649.
Oh, wow.
At some point. But we do have versions with different chips in it and different panel options, IPS or OLED. And yeah, it's super lightweight. It's an all metal chassis. It's very thin, very light.
Nice.
Just 1.3 kilos. Get all the I/O you need.
Yeah, you get like 2 Thunderbolt ports, you get a micro SD card, your HDMI output, which comes in really handy when I plug into another monitor, and 2 USB Type A's, which is really nice.
And really nice color as well, right?
Actually, I really like what is that, like a bluish?
Dark blue.
Yeah. So I'll leave it there. Okay, so it's great because you have all these different configurations, not only from a hardware perspective, but also in a build perspective, to hit different price points.
Yeah. And next up, if you want something a little bit more premium, we got our Zenbook S14. There's a 16-inch version as well. We got the white one here, which is super popular with our Ceraluminum finish. So
really nice.
Feels like a polished sandstone. Feels absolutely awesome. Premium, very nice. And this one is even lighter. This is only 1.2 kilos. All metal chassis. Beautiful design. Beautiful color, glass touchpad, and this one has a touchscreen as well.
Oh wow!
So an OLED touchscreen, and also with Lunar Lake, super long battery life on this one too. Costs a little bit more because it's our more premium flagship version for consumer laptops. But yeah, it's been super successful, super popular, especially the white version. We have a dark gray version as well.
I really like it because I think this one's even thinner than that guy.
Yes.
And it's actually a little bit lighter.
This one is only 11 millimeters.
Wow. 11 millimeters, and still it looks great. I really love what you guys have done, and well, the touchscreens comes really handy.
Yep, people love the touchscreen on this. Yeah.
Okay, so those two, and then we have this amazing guy. So
yes.
Tell me about this guy.
Yeah, so this isn't two laptops or a laptop with an external monitor behind that you can also do. We have that as well. No, this is one laptop with two displays. Now, we showed this before, Zenbook Duo. It's around 1.5 years old now, but this is the 2025 version. So what's new in 2025? You get an ROG Lake CPU. So you get a lot more CPU cores, a lot more CPU performance. And for video editing, that's great. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of media have this as their go-to device for trade shows like Computex and CES, because you have those two displays, lots of screen space for editing, great for conference calls as well, working on the go. So this is one laptop, and there's a built-in kickstand here.
Yes.
You just fold it back, you put the keyboard in here, it automatically switches to Bluetooth mode. There you go. You just have a regular clamshell now, and you can close the lid. And it just takes seconds to set up. It just takes seconds to stow it away. You can use it like a clamshell. You can use it like a dual display laptop. At the top, it's easier at the top. Yeah, you just pull it back. There you go. And now you can see the second screen turns on, and you can use this in Bluetooth mode. You can also connect it via Type-C cable, so you never run out of battery with the external one. And there's pogo pins here. So as soon as you put this on here, it switches to USB mode. You have zero latency, and it charges the built-in battery in the keyboard. And yeah, dual display, both touchscreen, amazing for video editing. That's the Zenbook Duo 2025.
Yeah, I really love this. And like you said, for video editing, it's great because it has the ROG Lake H architecture. It also has like all the cores that you need, and also has that integrated built-in graphics in there that makes it even better.
Yeah, and the weight is really impressive as well. So without the keyboard, if you don't need the keyboard, let's say you have your own keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard, or you're just using the touchscreens, you actually only have to carry around 1.35 kilos.
Wow.
So it's actually super lightweight. So it's similar in weight to the VivoBook S14. And this is a single display.
Right.
This is two displays, similar weight. So really impressive. And if you can also close it without the keyboard inside. So the chassis structure, they did a really good job, our mechanical engineers. There's a small gap, it's totally fine. You don't need to bring the keyboard.
Oh, that's great. Sasha, thank you so much. We have seen so many different laptops, so many different options, so many configurations. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. I know it's very busy here at Computex. Great to see you.
Thank you, Alejandro.